You know, it was another good practice, and I like the way that they are focusing in when we come out here. I haven't seen any drop at all, and yeah, I think that's good. It's a sign of their maturity, and I think they believe that they can do some good things this year, and they work towards it every day, and they did it again today. So it's encouraging. Now we still have to go out and play well on Saturday, but at least the mindset seems to be shaping up into what we want it to be. So that's always a real positive. So, other than that, I don't know what to tell you. You're probably so sick of listening to me, you can't stand it.
Months ago.
I know. Years ago.
What kind of role do you expect Caleb Beninoff to have going forward on the team this year?
Well, Caleb has some versatility. He can play guard and he can also play some tackle. And what we'd like to do is get him time at both of those spots, if possible. Right now I think what's really important is that we establish consistency up front with those 5 that are starting, and let them play together to the point where no matter who we're playing, where we're playing, what kind of front we're playing against, that they're solid. There has to be some chemistry between those guys, but if we can get to situations where we can put Caleb in there either at guard or right tackle and help him develop, then we're going to try to do that.
You noticed a significant improvement with the Lions this year as opposed to last year?
I have. They're much more consistent. There's fewer breakdowns. You don't see mental breakdowns. They play more cohesively. I've been impressed with them so far. You're playing against good players, so they're going to make plays on you sometimes, but it's not as frequent. We're not just getting beat. And I think they're playing with a lot of confidence, and that comes from having played together for a while in the same system and understanding each other and how they're supposed to fit on each particular play.
Is it nice that they haven't seen a ton of blitzes so far? They can kind of get their feet wet a little bit before they get...
Well, they have, actually. Nevada brought it quite a bit. And even last week, some of the stuff they brought was kind of exotic, and we blocked it up pretty well. Not perfectly, but some of the stuff we hadn't seen, we blocked up. So I wouldn't say, we're getting pressured every down or anything like that, but they've seen some pressures, more than it would just appear to the naked eye, because, when Brett gets the ball and the pressures that get there, it doesn't necessarily look like pressure, but they're doing a good job of communicating through that stuff. This week will be a real challenge because New Mexico State does some things that we haven't seen up front. They'll give you some unusual alignments, and they can cause some problems and make some plays because of that. And so when we see those things, we just have to follow our rules to get through them and hope that we can make the play.
Having Miles and Anthony both at those outside linebacker spots, it's a lot of athleticism in one position. Does that kind of help the defense do everything else? I mean, those guys are all over the place all the time, pretty much.
Yeah. What's great about those two, and even, I'd say Aaron Wallace and Kenny Origioki, when you're talking about really the top 4 outside linebackers, the guys that play, is they're all athletic, and they can all rush, and then they can all move in space. So they're not one-dimensional guys. They're not just pass rushers. You can put them in coverage. I don't know if you guys saw the one-on-one today, but Miles, we always take Miles down. Did you see it? We take him down to cover the wideouts. He had 2 interceptions. I mean, it was like, maybe let's play in the corner. I don't know. No, we got good corners. I like our corners. Corners don't take offense to that. But having that athleticism, and then they're all 4 really smart too. Kenny, AWOL, Anthony, and Miles are smart guys, so they can handle a lot. It's a real luxury for us right now.
Are those all guys that you could see? I mean, if you were in a position, you could play them at 4 or 5 different positions. Any of them? Just because of that athleticism?
Well, I mean, yeah.
At least with Anthony and Miles.
We've seen what Anthony can do. He's played a different position. Miles could play running back. He was a running back in high school. Kenny was a safety in high school, but he's not going back there. He's too big. And AWOL, he'd probably be a heck of a tight end too. So those guys are big, physical, strong, athletic, smart guys. It's fun to have those kind of guys on your roster. You find a way to play them. All right? Cool.